We got something in the mail. I have no idea what it is because I honestly can't remember what I bought. So, the name should be everything you need to know. This is a USB digital tester. If you're wondering what a USB digital tester is, basically, this thing has integrated circuits with a smart chip on it that tells me what the output of a given USB is. So let's do this. So we have a micro USB that I think we would end up attaching to here. Yep, micro USB input will go in here. If I can plug it in. There we go. And that gives it a USB on the other end. So I'm guessing you just attach a USB wire to that to find out. And what you do is you take it and you plug it into a source. And then there's an LCD screen right here, or an LED screen, I don't know. And you take that and you plug it in. So, for instance, we're going to take this USB-C. We're going to plug it in right there, like that. Then we're going to take the other end and plug it into the other side. Now, we're going to take that and we're going to plug it into our kilowatt and see what it does. Okay, apparently you gotta plug in the device after you plug it in, and then you'll see. So as you can see here, it's pulling, let's see, 5.01 volts. The current is pulling about half an amp, about 10.22 ohms. It's running at 24 Celsius. It gives you a bunch of different readouts, and it's pretty actually phenomenal. If I were to plug in something else, it would definitely make the current jump. So let me get my iPad real quick. Okay, so it's still reading out at 5 volts, so I'm going to press the reset button on this thing. Oh, apparently that was a change in the display. Okay, that makes things even more different, and actually a lot easier to read. So I'm going to press and hold it. Apparently that flipped the display. Oh, there's a ton of different things on this. Off, okay. Oh, that looks like it's in Chinese. I'm gonna hold it again. Okay. So right now, this is telling you what it, oh, I see, okay. So it says it's pulling in 5 volts right now. The current is nothing. And so we're gonna go ahead and plug in the iPad. And see if it changes. I'm not seeing a change. All right, let's unplug it. Plug it back in. Welcome. Plugging in the iPad. Why am I not seeing a change? It's actually not charging my iPad. I don't know what's going on. it's not pulling anything. That's kind of weird. All right, hold on. Let's take this back out completely. Plug this in. Yep, that's charging my iPad. You can see it up in the corner. Plug this back in. That turns it on. Plug in the USB. Okay, now I'm a little lost. Let me plug the GoPro back in and see if it registers as charging. Okay, so after plugging that in, for some reason it's showing an output. But when I plug in my iPad, it doesn't show an output, which is kind of strange. I don't know if it's maybe too high of an output or what. So let's try the iPad again now that we confirm the wire is still working and see if it changes. I'm gonna say, theoretically, that maybe it doesn't show the amount of pull power, or maybe the iPad is just too much for the current to handle. I'm not sure. What I could do is switch over from USB Type-C to USB alone, which I'm gonna need a power brick for, and I don't think I have one in here. Okay, I just switched over to a Power IQ brick by Anker. Yes, I like Anker products. And I'm gonna plug this in to the top. That will give it power. And now I'm gonna plug in my iPhone. You won't be able to actually see it plugged in, but it is. Plug in the USB. And yeah, you can see it, the power draw changing. So right now I'm at 5.12 volts, 1.21 amps. So it definitely is charging the iPhone. Slowly, but it is. I don't know why the USB Type-C wouldn't allow it to send the information through, but this is definitely showing that this is working. So you can see that the product's name is USB Digital Tester. The voltage currents are anywhere from 3.6 volts to give or take 32 volts at 0.0 to 5.1 amps. It functions as all kinds of different testing capabilities and will let you know if a USB is malfunctioning or not by telling you if the current is proper or not. But it's very interesting how they decided to put the micro USB on there as a standalone, but I can understand it because it is in a plus sign configuration at this point. And when you look at the front, it gives you a whole plethora of other options for connectivity. And one thing in that connectivity you might see is a reset button. That way you can reset what's on screen to get further readings. Now, I will probably use this very little, but at the same time, it will give you a lot of information as to how things are working on it. Because it has a ton of ports on it for testing. Now, one thing that this did come with is the ability to connect in an extended USB along with alligator clamps, I think is what they're called. So you have USB in or male. So you can connect up the cable clamps to whatever wires you're trying to test, connect it into the device, and be able to tell what kind of power it's pushing or pulling. The only one that isn't included in this that I can tell is the USB Type-C, because I don't know exactly how that one works. But it shall come in use in the future and be able to tell us what it's doing, because the main reason I think we bought this at the moment was because we have a USB dock that wasn't charging correctly, but that's what we bought the Anchor for, is to just bypass the dock because it's being weird anyway. So, but it is what it is, and this is what we bought it for the most part, for testing purposes, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Talk to you in the next episode.